So I'm back here again with another interview, and this time I'm interviewing Quillan Salkilld. I spoke to him when he was the Eternal Champ. I spoke to him when he was a Dana White Contender Series fighter, and here we are now as a UFC fighter. So just talk to me about everything. How you feeling now as a member of the UFC roster?
Yeah, I feel quite proud of myself and my team that we've come this far. I remember training out of my coach's just shed for my very first amateur fight, and now we're fighting in the big leagues now. So it's more just like a proud feeling of myself, my coach, and just my whole team in general, all building together, and we've got this far.
Yeah, definitely. And you've already got your fight booked. You're fighting Anshul Jubli. Just talk to me about the opponent, a bit of the game plan. Will there be a bit of barking? Like, what's the game plan now?
Yeah, it'd be cool to come out and bark maybe from the get go, but I doubt I'll even remember or even do that. So, in terms of my game plan, it'd just be to fight him. Like, I know I've got more tools everywhere. I won't shy away from no matter where the fight goes. Pretty much, I think I'm going to have the advantage, and I'm going to have more weapons in my arsenal opposed to him. I think he's just going to want to stand with me. He has pretty decent kickboxing. I don't think he'll go anywhere near the grappling offensively, so that gives me the upper hand, gives me more weapons to use at my disposal.
Yeah, definitely. What did you make
Yeah,
of his last performance? Because obviously he was up 2 rounds. He was actually looking really good his last fight, but it just seemed like his
yeah,
cardio just, yeah, it was really weird. It was bizarre. Like the barking alone, like that was weird, but just I
yeah,
think a lot of it was just maybe his cardio or something like that. But
yeah. Like it's just unfortunate that the guy had to bark at him, and it made it look like he got scared of that. But so it's pretty funny though, like to me. But yeah, it did look like he just hit a wall, and then all of a sudden he just had nothing in the tank, and old mate, his opponent just kept pushing forward. He was durable and just like melted him away.
yeah, definitely. And obviously it is worth mentioning his opponent did miss weight by I think it was like 3 pounds, 4 pounds, something like that. So there is like an
Oh yeah,
asterisk when
true.
it comes to that.
No, no. Sorry, what was that? Sorry.
That's good. Yeah, yeah. Like
Sorry.
obviously there's a bit of an asterisk, some people say, but you get to go in there. I'm sure you'll make weight. You've never missed weight before. You'll go in there and you can
We'll
lay
see.
claim
We'll
to.
see. Being a big Christmas mate, we'll see. No.
Yeah, that was something I was going to ask. How does it feel like being in camp during Christmas? It must be like the worst feeling in the world, right?
Yeah, it's not too bad. I just got to stay away from the sweets because I had a pretty hefty sweet tooth. So if there's any cake or anything around me, I'm looking at that. So as long as there's no cake or cookies around me, I'm fine. I'm alright. I can control myself.
I've seen you're a bit of a cigar connoisseur as well. That must be a
Yeah,
bit difficult.
I'm getting into it. I'm getting into it over the last couple months with my mate. So yeah, I did want to have one or two over the Christmas break, but that's gonna have to wait till after the fight. I want to find Dricus if he wins. Because I'm a fan of Dricus, so I am rooting for him to win. Um, so after the fight, I do want to find him, and I got a cigar for him.
Oh,
I
that'd
want
be
to
really
smoke one.
cool.
I want to smoke one with Dricus.
No, I reckon we could make that happen. I know a few people in
Yeah,
Odricus. I can put the word out. Try and see if I can
yeah,
make
yeah,
something
yeah.
happen.
I'll be looking for him after the fight.
But yeah, speaking of fans and everything like that, how's it been with the half of like the Indian fan base in your comment section? I've seen a lot of Indian flags.
It's quite entertaining. I still get the odd message here and there. Just comment on everything. Like no matter what I post, it's just commenting, "Go India!" Like it's cool to see how passionate they are. But sometimes I've got some like DMs, them like trying to roast me. And they're like, it's like broken English, so it sounds hilarious. It was just, I take it, I take it quite well. I don't take it too seriously. So it's if it's a good roast, it's a good roast, and I laugh. So yeah,
Has
it's
it
cool. But
been anything
I've
like?
gotten a hell of a lot of support as well. So I get a lot of support messages from Indians as well. So it's it's a good mix.
Yeah, because I was gonna say I did see one comment where it was like, love from India, and then like all the Indians
Yeah,
were like
yeah.
pissed off at the guy.
There's a lot
Yeah,
of respectful messages as well. So yeah, it's good.
yeah, and I seen one of your teammates pretend to be like an Indian fan in the comments as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
yeah. That's got like the most likes in the comments. That's fucking hilarious.
What, have you got any like
Yeah.
death threats or anything crazy like that from the fans, or has it
Nah,
been?
not that crazy. Nah. Just saying I'm gonna get smashed or whatever. Like what? Yeah, just the basic stuff.
Has there been any interactions like online with you and Anshul or anything like that? Because he seems like a pretty
No,
respectful guy. Yeah.
no, just nothing. No, I've had a little peek and see, want to see what he's up to, and he hasn't really been posting much, I don't think. So I have a little stalk, and I don't think he's been posting much. Probably just he's got his head down doing the work, and that's it.
Yeah, definitely. Is there like because I remember I speaking to Jasmine that like I think he's had like a connection with his coach in Bali or anything like that. Have you ever met him before or anything like that?
Yeah, we went to Bali because he trains out of Soma Fight Club. So was it like in the mid-year last year? We went to Bali for myself, Cody, and Ramel all went over to Bali for a jiu-jitsu 1 week training camp, the Al Leon camp that was run by Joseph Chen and Craig Jones, and that was held at Bali MMA, and Soma was in between, where we were staying and the gym. So we just go there for lunch every day. They have a nice restaurant in there, or like a cafe like restaurant. You just get food, and then we're just having a chat with his coach Mike, pretty much every day. Just all hung out, and it's a cool place there. So nice facility.
Yeah, maybe after you had had your fight and everything like that, maybe you two can get some rounds together if you're back in Bali sometime.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll be definitely in the works. We've been on the next Bali trip.
Yeah, no, it's always good with stuff like that because I can't imagine you and Anshul's gonna, I can't imagine there's gonna be some crazy Conor versus Bib type beef. I can't imagine you two are gonna hate each other.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's saved for more like when you get up in the in the rankings, more high profile fights. Like this is
Exactly.
this will just be like on the first couple of fights in the prelims. Like no one's gonna take too much notice if there's like heavy beef in between the fighters.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's pretty interesting. You and Cody both have international opponents, and both your comment sections have been brutally invaded. Like,
Yeah.
Cody's got about 100 Georgian and Spanish flags in his comments. Like, I feel like if you two both like get brutal knockouts, you might have to fight gangs of Spanish, Georgian, and Indian fans in the LCA car park because it seems like they're pretty dedicated for their guys.
Yeah, it's cool getting that type of hate. That's cool.
Yeah.
Nah, it's cool. They're just passionate about about their fighters. So that us Aussies are the same. When
definitely.
one of us is up against someone else. So maybe we're a bit more respectful, but at times, but we'll see.
Yeah, it was crazy. I think it was like there was like a video. I think it was like Cody talking about you and him doing seminars. And it was just all Georgian flags in the comments, like your time is up. The fucking it's like Alexander's coming or the boogeyman or some
It's
shit like
always
that.
like the most random, like was it like Insta profiles where there's like no posts, no followers. They're just like some random username, no profile pic. It's always from like those ones. Yeah.
0 followers.
Yeah, from the burner accounts of the people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting, but nah, it's just being on the card must be pretty cool. Like you said, you're a Dricus fan. I'd take it you're picking Dricus to beat Strickland.
Yeah. Whether
Yeah.
that will happen or not, it's like I don't know. It's like just my heart. I'm just a fan of Dricus. Like his personality is cool. His fighting style is just nuts. It just makes everything seem to work. Just like a bulldozer, and it's very entertaining.
Yeah, it's crazy. He managed to like pretty much beat on the feet, like at points he's beating Israel Adesanya on the feet. Like that is
Yeah,
crazy.
it's weird. Like everything just looks so like weird, but he just makes it work. Like that's the thing about MMA. It's like you don't have to be, as pretty, and you can literally make anything work for your own style. So it doesn't really, It's a
The best
very
way to describe him is just he has that dog in him. Like that is the way you could describe. He's just got that dog in him. That's
South African
just pure
rhino,
heart.
mate. That's yeah, the bulldozer.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Do you know when like you're going to be fighting on the card? Do you know if you're going to be prelims, early prelims? Do you have like a bout order yet
I
or
imagine,
anything?
I imagine I'm within the first three. That's just I imagine. Making my debut against the guy coming off his debut loss. So I imagine it won't be that high on the card on the prelims. Probably early prelims. I'm guessing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you prefer that, or because obviously with Eternal you're always the main event? Do you prefer to be a bit earlier on the card, or is it not really too much? You don't really matter too much to you?
Yeah, it doesn't matter too much. The only thing would have to be waking up earlier because it'll be obviously in the morning, probably like 9 a.m. So I have to wake up at 5, and so that'll be the only bad thing. But other than that, it's cool fighting first up. So then you get to actually, enjoy the other fights if you're watching them. Otherwise, if you're fighting last and you can't really enjoy the fights building up, even if you're watching them, because you're just thinking about your own.
Yeah, definitely. I think last time the early prelims they started like 5 a.m., 5:30 a.m. Perth time, so it'll probably be like obviously it's in Sydney, so yeah, but for Perth time it'll be 5 a.m. for us. So what's like the training to prepare yourself for like that? Do you just go to Sydney a bit earlier, get used to the time and get waking up a bit earlier there?
Yeah, we'll be going I think on the Monday before, so just almost like 6 days before. Not like too much of a time zone switch compared to, when we went to Vegas last. That took quite a few days to get used to, that 14 hours behind. That was I was waking up in the middle of the night, not being able to go back to sleep, and that trip. But took good 4 nights to actually get into some sort of routine.
Yeah, definitely. And also, I was just speaking about that fight, what a fight that was. Like, how did it feel to have Dana actually come in and talk to you? That must have been a surreal moment for someone. You're seeing Dana over all these years, and then you just see him right in front of you come and speak to you. That must have been surreal.
Oh, it was a shock. Like, he kind of see my reaction in the on Fight Pass. We watched the fight. I was obviously so exhausted after the fight, and then when he come up, it was like flicked a bit of a switch, and I was holy shit, like Dana's right there, shaking my hand, saying, congrats, and saying that was a wicked fight. And it was cool. It was cool to be a part of pretty like a war to actually earn, a contract through a hard fought battle. I think that was a good way to get it done, even though getting it done, quicker and cleaner would have probably been a bit, nicer on the body.
Yeah, but you got to show that dog a little bit. And, you beat Laura Sanko's boy in front of Laura Sanko.
Yeah. Jealous of him, mate. I'm jealous that he's.
But yeah, it seemed like, it was a bit like it was just an amazing prospect as well. Like, he's a good guy. Like, he's got good takedown defense. I've seen so many people saying he was like the best lightweight prospect.
What is going on here? What's going on here? Oh.
Yeah, fuck. Whoops. Sorry about that. Fucking internet's fucked, man. I turned it back on for like 5 minutes and then it just fucking switches me off. All right, I'm just gonna keep it on 4G. Yeah, good prospect. He was hyped up as like the number one guy in North America. Like, it's a pretty big region.
Yeah.
And now you're fighting the number one guy in India, so it's like you're just going for all the number ones.
Take it over the countries, mate. Take it. I'm on a conquest, man.
What's next? What country?
What country's next? Oh shit. I don't know. Anyone can get it.
Yeah, but
Dagestan,
what's
mate.
what turn into Alexander the Great? Just conquer
Yeah.
them all, just fucking country after country. But you beat Anshul. How do you see this going? Do you see it being like a 3-round war like it was against Young, or do you see yourself getting the early finish here, making a statement?
I see myself getting a finish. Honestly, I see myself, mixing it up, getting the takedowns. And I think through the grappling exchanges, we're going to see him fade away. And then that's where I'm going to finish it, either on the feet or, on the canvas.
Yeah, I know I'm meant to be impartial and all this stuff, but I feel like he can win this fight anyway, man. Like he's not a bad fighter,
Yeah.
like he does have good fundamentals, but I just feel like it just speaks to your level. I feel like you have athleticism, the youth, the experience, the technique, the power. Like I feel like he just got so many advantages. Obviously, you can't underestimate him. He's still a tough guy. Like he's not a bad fighter, but I really do think he got so many advantages in this fight.
Yeah. Yeah, I 100% agree. Yeah, I just got more weapons and more things in my arsenal to offer. I think the only place he has a chance to give me any sort of work would be on the feet in like kickboxing range. But when we get close and once we start grappling, that's that's going to be my world. So, and I'm going to be able to hang with him and beat him even on the feet as well. So I just got more, more things that he has to worry about.
Definitely. I feel like those body shots as well that you threw were on Young over and over. I feel like that's going to be big against someone like Anshul who, slows down a little bit. I feel like so many of your weapons are like perfect for a guy like Anshul.
Yeah. Yeah, I love hunting the body. That's the best.
Yeah, no,
I
it's the
think that
best.
speaks to in the gym. Coach is always telling us to actually not to headhunt, right? And obviously when we're sparring, say if we start wearing on someone, you don't want to hurt your say training partner, so you start hunting the body a bit more, opposed to the head, just so you don't, say if your partner's getting tired, you're not just going to bad them to the head, so you just start hunting the body a bit more, and I think that just translates over into my fighting style now. I like to hunt the body.
Yeah, definitely, and it's beautiful to watch. Obviously, it's why so many people love guys like Jack Della Maddalena. People who just finish it to the body. It's just beautiful to see liver shots.
So I
body
want
shots.
a nice body shot finish would be beautiful.
Oh, it's chef's kiss. Yeah, it's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I feel like as fans, we just love to see something like that because it's something new. In boxing, obviously, you see it quite often, but in MMA, people who go to the body, it's like they have so much
Everyone
success.
headhunts because it's
everyone
a small
just
glove.
headhunts.
If you touch someone, it could be lights out. More people just target the head a lot more than the body.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, no, it'll be beautiful. I could honestly see it. That's probably my prediction for this fight, to be honest, is I see it eventually crumbling him with a body shot. I don't know if it'll be what gets him out of there, but I see it being the setup to a finish in this fight.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I see that happening too.
Yeah. But anyway, impartiality out of the way. I can't even fucking fake being impartial to you guys. It's just impossible for me. I'll just give my honest
thoughts. You're on the ropes, don't
But yeah, no, awesome to see you in the UFC. Obviously, you posted a story a couple months ago where it was you. I think it was you at the skate park or something like that when I think you were 12 or something like that. Is your old YouTube channel you had? Can you hear me?
Sorry, you cut out for a second.
Your YouTube channel. I was talking about, you had your skateboarding channel that you used to have when you were a kid.
Yeah.
Grew up thinking you'd be Tony
That was
Hawk, you ended
my
up becoming an
first
MMA fighter.
Yeah. That's what I wanted to be at that age. I wanted to be like a pro skateboarder. So I wanted to be sponsored. There's a famous Aussie skateboarder named Shane O'Neill. I wanted to be like him. It's a famous, sponsored skater, pro skater from Australia. So that was before I got into MMA and before I got back into footy. I wanted to be professional skateboarder.
Now, who's your idol for when it comes to MMA? Who's somebody you look up for now that you're an MMA fighter and you're in the UFC?
Man, he's always been ever since the start that Zabit. I just love his style. He's just so complete everywhere. Even though he's not fighting anymore, I still love just putting on his fights. He's just everywhere. It's just beautiful. Like everything that he does is just So I still look up to him, even though he's not even fighting anymore. And I've just always just liked his style. Like I don't necessarily look up to like fighters as people. I just I look up to their fighting styles mainly.
Yeah, he did have a beautiful style, he'd also, he'd really throw some unorthodox stuff. Like he'd throw Showtime kicks and shit like that. Like it was so weird to see a Dagestani guy with like a beard and stuff like that throwing all these high kicks, all these like unorthodox kicks. It was really cool.
Yeah, it was so cool to watch.
And he would throw to the body as well. He was like somebody who would go to the body as well. Like he went to the body a few times in his fights as well. Like that was an underrated part of his game too.
Yeah, just hitting. Yeah, his targets was he'd mix up low, high everywhere. Wrestling on point, submissions on point. Just there was no like holes in his game, other than the fact that he'd like slow down and get a bit tired in like round 3. So if he had like a 5-round fight, he'd probably those last 2 rounds would get tough.
Yeah, especially if he was fighting like the Maxes and the bulks. But that was also just because of his fight style as well. Like I feel like if he fought a bit more calm, he probably wouldn't gas out as much.
Lifts. Yeah. It wasn't just like even his like wrestling stuff. It wasn't just like a basic little trip or something. It just like he'd want to lift the guy up to make it look flashy, and that's
beautiful
makes
stuff.
Things hell of a lot more entertaining, but a lot more inefficient.
Difficult.
But fuck it, fucking throw the guy if you can.
And speaking of like the lightweight division and stuff like that, obviously Islam versus Arman next weekend. Let me ask you what your prediction is for that fight and how you see it going.
Man, my heart wants Arman to win. I like Arman Sarukian. Like because the first time I watched Islam and Arman fought was actually when they fought each other. I remember watching that event, and I was watching that fight, and I was like, hell, these guys are sick. And then I just like more of the so I know Arman would be like the underdog, so I kind of want the underdog to win.
Yeah,
more of a fan of Arman.
But that's your heart. What does your brain say though? Who does your brain say is going to
win? Probably more leaning towards Islam, just because he's just he's got that that championship experience now. Defended his belt a few times. He's kind of got that. What do you say, like that aura behind him? He's the champ, so he's going to be definitely really hard to beat. But I think that Arman can get it done. It definitely is possible.
Yeah, definitely. Like, thing with Islam is striking is looking so good. Like, obviously he's got a takedown threat, but against Dustin, it was so impressive. Like, he was boxing Dustin Poirier after a point in that fight.
I think it's hard to say because if you're worried about the takedowns, I think it does make your striking look better. Like if someone's fighting Islam and you're like thinking about when's he going to shoot, and then all of a sudden he pieces you up with a combo, you're oh shit, like didn't really expect it, right? But I think with Arman, I think he's not going to be as threatened by the takedown. So I think the striking might be more towards Arman's favor, just without that fear of getting shot on.
Yeah, no, there's plenty. Like they've both improved a lot since they last fought. Like it's going to be a pretty good fight. Speaking of, like, there's been some rumors of course, the UFC featherweight champion Ilia Topuria moving up and going to lightweight. How do you see him doing against, a potential maybe him versus Arman or Islam? How would you see him going against those guys?
Sorry, could you just repeat that last
part? Oh, sorry, yeah. Ilia Topuria is apparently, there's rumors of him moving up to lightweight. How do you feel about him versus like Islam or Arman? Yeah, like how would you feel against him versus Islam or Arman?
Yeah.
Like what? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think he definitely can get the job done against him because he's got that power. That's the equalizer, right? He'll just be on the smaller side when it comes to any sort of like grappling exchanges, I find. And that size does play a big role, especially when there's a big guy in front of you kicking you and, wrestling you, it does, sap the energy a lot more than, say guys, say like your own size or someone smaller. And he's not like the biggest featherweight, right? Not even like height wise. So having a guy like Islam up against him, it'd be very, very tough. But with Ilia, he just needs to land, that one nice clean shot, and it's lights out. So that's the thing with them guys. If you got that, one punch knockout power, that's the equalizer. So it doesn't really matter who you're up against. You always got a shot of winning.
And we've also seen that head kicks might be a bit of a weakness for him. Islam's got a pretty good head kick, because obviously Ilia did fight at lightweight against
that left
Jai.
high kick.
Yeah. It's be interesting stuff.
That's
But former bantamweight as well is.
Yeah, because spam left kicks on him. Spam it. Yeah.
Get him eventually. But it was good to talk to you. Obviously, as a UFC fighter, I got to speak to you during your Eternal run, your Dana White Contender Series run, and it's an honor to speak to you now as a UFC fighter. Look forward to seeing how your career goes. But just before you go, is there anyone you want to shout out? Any sponsors, anything like that?
Yeah, just my team at Lewis Stroke Combat Sports Academy. There's just it's family there. Without them, I definitely wouldn't have made it this far. Everyone helps each other grow. It's not just like helping one person. Everyone gets around each other, and then the team builds, and then everyone just gets better and better. Like I can't wait to see in another, say, like 5 years where the gym ends up. I think there's going to be a hell of a lot more prospects and UFC fighters come out of Lewis Stroke Combat in the next few years. So thank you everyone at LCA. You guys are my family, and thanks for hopping on this ride with me.
Yeah, and shout out to Coach Ramel as well. He's not only training you guys to be beasts, but he's also fighting with some of the fans he's fighting with some of the guys in the comment section. So he really goes hard for his boys. I respect it.
Yeah.
I've seen him arguing with some of the Georgians. It was He's got some good trash talk as well, which is not just a good coach. Yeah, but shout out to Ramel.
Yeah.
Oh, I said he's not just a good coach. He's got some good. He's got good trash talk as well. Can you hear me? Sorry.
Shit, the Wi-Fi is so shit. I heard nothing.
Oh, fucking hell, man. Yeah. I think it's like just a Perth thing. Hey, I just feel like they've really fucked up all the Telstras. Yeah. I just said Ramel's got good trash talk. He's not only a good coach, but he's also got some really good trash talk too.
Yeah. He always fucking trash talks me. That's how come I get so angry and so motivated to freaking train at anything. That's how come I got into chess. Because he played chess against me when I first started, roasted the shit out of me when he beat me, and then I just had the desire just to. I played chess and studied chess like every day before and after training, just to get good enough to beat him. And now, so he knows how to set the fire in me by just talking shit.
I love to see it. A coach who can keep you motivated. It's hopefully we could see some of that trash talk maybe in your corner one day. If it needs to motivate you, maybe we could see it. But awesome to talk to you. I appreciate you taking the time to talk, and best of luck for UFC 312 against Anshul Jubli.
Yeah, thanks, Benny. Yeah, cheers for chatting with me.
Easy. Thank you so much. Make sure you guys like this video. Go follow Quillan on Instagram. Quillan Salkilld. I think that's your Instagram. It's just your name, isn't it?
Yeah, just my name. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.